This is going to be a big one.
There once was a man named Gold Roger, who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
My fortune is yours for the taking, but you'll have to find it first. I left everything I own in one piece.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for One Piece, the treasure that would make their dreams come true.
Yo!
Yayo, yayo, dreaming.
Don't give it up, Luffy. Don't give it up, Solo. Don't give it up, Nami. Don't give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
Here's how the story goes. We find out by the treasure in the Grand Line. There's no doubt. The pirate whose eye is on it, he'll sing. I'll be king of the pirates. I'm gonna be king.
Yayo, 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 oh, oh.
His name is Luffy.
That's Monkey D. Luffy.
King of the pirates.
He's made of rubber.
How did that happen?
Yo ho ho, he took a bite of gum gum. His name's Zolo, he's just like a samurai and a Lady. Nami's not shy. Usopp's doing that marksman thing. Sanji's cooking, Chopper's doctoring.
Yayo, yayo, oh, oh.
Set sail for One Piece.
It's the name of the treasure
In the Grand Line.
Yayo, yayo,
Set sail for One.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Everything Anime Podcast. I'm your host Shinry. Here at the Everything Anime Podcast, talk about things from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and other relevant topic we feel like talking about. Today's chapter is on One Piece 1102. We know everything. So, when the chapter starts up, we meet Bonnie, who is with her pirate crew, the dreaded pirates, and they're looking for her father Kuma. That's her whole mission. And every time she gets close to finding her father, he always disappears. But the Navy have mistaken her for like a villain. They're like, everywhere this Bonnie pirate goes, there's children and elderly that are injured in her wake. And what they don't realize until the last minute is that's Bonnie's age powers, turning them older and into children. Because if you remember, CP8, the agent that was with Bonnie, she didn't know about her age powers until she got defeated. So no one knows that Bonnie has these age powers. So they're thinking like Bonnie's hurting all these children and elderly people when it's really just the Navy getting attacked. So I thought it was pretty funny. But yes, every time Kuma knows that his daughter's close by, he always disappears. Like he's just like, I can't meet you, Bonnie. I promised the world government that I wouldn't see you. Now, she also has another plan. She's like, if I find Nika, at least my father can be happy about that too. Like, I'll look for Nika and my father at the same time. But I'm going to take my time. I'm just going to, be a pirate, do what I want to do. And I got a lot of notes because I had a lot of things going on. But one thing I like is that One Piece, while other stuff is going on, we still know about everything else happening in the world. Like, usually we follow the Straw Hats, but it's good about telling you, like, this is going over here, this is going over there, because there's more to this world than just following Straw Hats. Like Naruto, like, we normally follow Naruto, and then whatever Naruto gets involved with, you see that. But you don't ever, like, just go spend time in the Sand Village and spend time with Gaara and follow what he's doing, you know what I mean? Or Bleach, we go to the Soul Society and we'll spend time following the captains or stuff like that. But we basically find out the entire world learned about Luffy once he defeated the Arlong pirates. And I love this because we get some reactions. Like, the biggest one is probably Jinbei and Ace. Ace is so excited. He's like, look, my brother got a bounty. He defeated Arlong. And Jinbei's like, what? That kid beat Arlong? Because you got to remember, Jinbei was once on the Sun Pirates. He was a part of that crew, and he knows how strong Arlong is. So Arlong being beat by a rookie from the worst generation, he's like, how did that kid take down somebody as strong as Arlong? So I thought that was pretty cool. Also, Dragon and Sabo. The reason why Dragon went to Rogue Town was because Luffy was going there. Because once again, from the last chapter, we know Dragon cares about Luffy. So, this whole time, Dragon went to Rogue Town because he knew Smoker would be there. But the crazier part is that Sabo was there. Sabo could have met Luffy in Rogue Town 2 years earlier, which I thought was really great. I thought it was a great little thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, Kuma remarks. Kuma also knew about Luffy's bounty. He remarks like, "Oh, Dragon, don't think it's funny. Both of our kids are pirates. My daughter Bonnie's a pirate. Your son Luffy's a pirate." And also during that same channel. Now I don't know if Bonnie was aware who Luffy was at that point, but Bonnie's like with her crew and she's like putting on makeup and she's like, "Is that how makeup goes on?" And the guy's like, "I don't know, we're guys, we don't know that stuff." But she also paints that mark on her face, which I thought was sapphire scales. It's not. Bonnie made that mark so her father would recognize her. Like, she's like, I'm looking older. I have the age fruit, so my dad doesn't know that, my dad won't know that I'm like older, like, or with the age fruit. So I'm gonna have this mark so he'll know. So Bonnie is 12 years old in present day. When we met her coming out of the cyclone in the beginning of this chapter, that was Bonnie's real age. Bonnie is only 12 in the new world. And she's crazy strong, so that's pretty dope. Now, also, we skip around Akuma seeing the pacifistas for the first time. And he's kind of weirded out by them. He's like, ugh, that's pretty eerie. And he knew that was going to happen because that was part of the deal. Like, you let us make clones of cyborgs of you, let us take your free will, and you become one of the warlords of the sea. But he's telling Vegapunk, like, he's like, I met this pirate named Luffy, or I've been watching this pirate named Luffy. He kind of reminds me of Nika. Like, his body's made of rubber, and like he's always smiling and laughing and with his crew. It's pretty interesting. But the biggest reveal comes on Thriller Bark, because I remember saying, did he know Luffy was Nika on Thriller Bark? Well, it's kind of answered. So we know that on Thriller Bark, he took out the Straw Hats because like they were like, we're not gonna let you take Luffy, we're not gonna let you kill our captain, we're not gonna let you kill our friend. And Kuma took him down, like, no problem. But Zoro stood in front of him. Well, it was Zoro, then Sanji, then Zoro. But we know Zoro's ultimately the one to take his pain. And Kuma's like, if you're a great friend, so if you're willing to take all this pain, I will, I'll let him live. But he was also thinking in his head, like, if Zoro doesn't do this, like, if Zoro backs down, I gotta take this pain. If nobody takes this pain away, I'm gonna pass out from the pain that Luffy took. But Zoro did it. Zoro took that pain. We know that. That's where we get that legendary scene, nothing happened here. And Kuma, he thought in that moment, like, okay, these guys are great friends. Like, Dragon, your son is amazing. But the world government, they also knew that Kuma didn't bring back that head. So Saturn was like, okay, he's still got some willpower. He's still doing things that we don't want him to do. So we're gonna, well, no, not yet. They were upset with him though. They knew like he didn't kill Luffy that day. So then we flash over to Sabiotic Archipelago, which is the major scene, and what I almost got confused. So one of the major things that happened on Sabiotic Archipelago, one, we knew Kuma was there, but we didn't know when Kuma got there. Kuma was there the whole time. But the best part is Kuma saw his daughter Bonnie the whole time. He saw her. She was eating in like a restaurant, like when we first meet her, and he didn't go see her because he kept his promise to the world government. He wasn't going to go see Bonnie. But he also heard like something's going on at the human shop in Sabiotic Archipelago, and we know that scene. That's the famous scene where Luffy sucker punched a celestial dragon. No, Luffy didn't know who the celestial dragons were at the time. Neither did Zoro, because Zoro stood in one of their way. But it didn't matter. Even if Zoro and Luffy knew who they were, they still would have punched the celestial dragon. And this, I think, is where Kuma has a realization. He's like, you guys just attacked one of the biggest, like, people that control the world. Like, you bow down to them. We all become their slaves. Because Kuma was a slave to the celestial dragons. They bought him. And killed a bunch of people for fun. And the world government just let it happen. So he was like, this guy's Nika. This guy is a symbol of rebellion. This guy is a symbol of liberation. And so he saved Luffy and his crew. He's like, you guys will save the world, but it's not your time. Their enemy's way stronger than this. So he sent them away because he knew Luffy would save the world. He put all his hopes in Luffy and Bonnie. Now, this is where the world government wasn't having it. They were like, you let him go in Thriller Bark, we'll let that slide because you damaged at least his crew and showed him that you were a threat. But then you let them go on Sabiotic Archipelago, you literally helped them escape? No. This is where Saturn's like, Vegapunk, you're going to add a kill switch to his head in case he ever gets, once he becomes a cyborg, even even if he has an inch of rebellion in him, an inch, he could become too powerful for us. We need a way to take him down in case that happens. And Vegapunk is adamantly against this. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. And Saturn's like, you are a lowly scientist. Don't think that you are above the world government. Like, we can take you down at any moment. And then Vegapunk's like, well, hey, let me just put a dual personality switch inside of him. That way he'll be able to listen to you, but he'll still have some willpower. And Saturn's like, no, you were going to put that kill switch in there. And don't try to deceive me because I'm a scientist too. I'll know if you're up to something. So I thought that was interesting. But considering that we think that Five Elders are ancient, it would make sense that they would know about some science and stuff like that. But we also get confirmation. One of the biggest things I was always wondering about. The reason Kuma protected the Straw Hat ship as his last mission was because he fully believed Luffy was Nika. It is confirmed that he believed Luffy was Nika. That's why he protected the Straw Hat ship. He was like, I'll lose my free will after that. Whatever you want. And let me check my notes real fast. Oh, yes. So, also, a part of their deal, after he protected the ships, he still had to deal with Vegapunk. Like, Vegapunk's like, hey, you told me you'd give me all the information about the Buccaneer blood and your lineage. You have to give that to me. So, Kuma created this paw bubble, which we know about. And he's like, this has all my memories in it. Everything I know about myself, everything I know about my past, everything you want to know about me, my history. I feel like I've been a nuisance my entire life, but if you find something useful in here, go ahead. But if you touch it, it will pop and the memories will vanish permanently. Or you'll have the memories, but you won't see them once. But Vegapunk's like, don't worry, I have a machine built that'll keep this bubble safe. As long as someone goes inside of it and touches it, I'll always be able to access these memories and go through them as many times as I want. But we know who touched the bubble. It was Bonnie. We saw that before the flashbacks ever started. That's when Bonnie attacked Saturn, because she knew at that point. She fully knew. So Kuma's memories are gone. Kuma's memories are inside of Bonnie and Vegapunk's mind, but the current Kuma has no idea. And towards the end of the flashbacks, we get a powerful panel of all these memories flooding through Kuma from the time he was born, being held up by his dad, to meeting his friend, to being a slave. It's just Dragon Ivankov. It's people calling out to Kuma with smiles on their faces like, Kuma, don't worry, we'll save you. You're going to save us one day. And the very final panel, I think, is really powerful, along with the flashbacks. When Kuma's memory is fully erased, you'll see Vegapunk struggle. The way this Oda drew this panel was so powerful. Vegapunk is struggling to pull this kill switch because you are killing a man by taking away his willpower, by taking away his memories, by taking away everything that he is. You're killing a man, basically. And so Vegapunk is like crying as he pulls down this lever. And Sentamaro's there, Bartholmew is there. They're all doing like this like thing to their chest, or like, you know, like a funeral, basically, like they're like, or like, you know, like a soldier's funeral. And the next panel, there's this darkness around Kuma's eyes, and they're just void blank lights, telling you he is gone and he is just a cyborg now. And then you see Bonnie post popping the bubble, post getting all the information, crying. And Kuma saying, happy 10th birthday. Obviously, this being 2 years later, she's now 12. So it is confirmed Bonnie is 12. But, crazy. One Piece, I keep saying this, Boruto, One Piece, top big three. We are not the writers of these mangas or animes. We can respect and love the stories they write, but do not disrespect this writer. Eichiro Oda is like one of the greatest writers of all time. This backstory was incredible. I have no idea what's going to happen next. I've got no speculations. I know that the flashbacks are done. We could be going into a giant fight. We could be going straight to Elbaf. We could be escaping Egghead Island. I don't know, because we have to deal with Saturn. Saturn's still in the way. I have no idea what can happen next. And that's the exciting thing. Where was Kuma headed, though? If Kuma lost his willpower, I still don't know where Kuma was headed. He's clearly lost all his memories. So where could Kuma have been gone? Did Vegapunk really sneak in some kind of very minuscule willpower left in Kuma? we'll just have to find out in 1103. Anyways, guys, that's it. We'll move on to the sponsor part of the video, and I'll see you guys next time.